Hey folks, it's Rick from LaLa Farm. We're gonna try to catch us some rats. We just recently, I'd say in the last 2-3 months, you saw our previous kitten video. We got these kittens probably been 4-6 weeks ago, and they were kittens. So they're growing, but they're still not big enough to kind of let go. We've still got to get them neutered and spayed as appropriate. So we cannot let them out yet, and all the time that they are growing, we continue with our rat problem. So we've tried multiple things. Let me show you some of what we've done. Glue strips, big rat poop there, little mice or little tiny baby poop there. We've tried the rat trap. Exterminator or pest control for our house, for our termite control, told us use a rat trap and then use the meat part of a piece of bacon and tie that string around so that it's securing the bacon onto the trap. I caught one. I didn't catch 3 of them. They basically nibbled the bacon from under this string. So I went on YouTube, started looking at other traps. So this was a novel one. So I took basically a 5-gallon bucket, took the top half of a water cooler or a water bucket, and attached that to the top here. And then I put feed down in the bottom. And the theory behind this design was that the rats could go down the hole in the water lid top, but they wouldn't be able to come back out. I never got one going down into the bucket. They just chewed a hole in it and went into the side to get the feed. So what's a man supposed to do? I need to kill some rats. I was up at Ace Hardware in Glen St. Mary, Florida, where we live, and I was stopped dead in my tracks by this end cap display in Ace Hardware, where they were showing basically a night vision of this product. So this is a CO2 activated mouse trap called the Goodnature Trap. So let's take a look at what the Goodnature Trap is. So here's the product. So it comes with a bait that is supposed to be good for 6 months. The CO2 cartridge. Now this is the Goodnature A24 Rat and Mouse Trap. See it here. Goodnature Home Trapping Kit A24, which means that there's enough CO2 in this canister for 24 activations of this trap. Also in the box is a base and then the actual trap itself. There's some test strips to try to figure out where your rats are. I know where my rats are. They're in my chicken coops. They go in there at nighttime and I find remnants of them in the morning. Lots of tunneling going up underneath the coop, up underneath the wall. So I know where they're at. I just need to find the solution to killing them. So here's the directions. So we're going to go through that. But here's how this product works. So if you look here, so the rat comes in, it has this bait up here, it sticks his head up into the tube, and then it activates this trigger right here. This trigger activates this hammer hits him in the back of the head, kills him immediately, and then it automatically resets itself until the next rat comes along seeking that bait. So we're going to try this product and see how it works for us. Now there's lots of video reviews on YouTube, mostly favorable. So we're going to try this product out, and if it works as advertised, I'll be super happy with this. You know, basically the cost involved in this is replacing this bait canister. Now, I don't know what that cost. I'm buying this as a kit. This kit was about $160 is what I paid for it. But I need to get this rat problem under control because they're starting to do damage to my coop up front by tunneling underneath it. They killed some of the chicks that we had up in the brooder part. So I'm never going to get rid of them. I'm under no illusion that that's going to happen, but I need to get them under control right now. And if this works, then this will probably be our ongoing method of pest control in the coops. So let's see what we got here. So we got this base. Let's go through the directions here. Now, this thing can be mounted on a wall like this, or it can be mounted on the floor like this. So the unit actually sits like this, and they go up into this compartment to activate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this. I'm not going to mount this like this. I'm going to mount it on the ground. So to do that, I'm actually got me a piece of 2x6, and I'm going to mount it on top of this, which will make this much more stable, because it's heavy, but this is also very heavy. So in my opinion, it's probably going to make this top heavy, which will then raises the risk of this thing rolling over. So I'm going to screw this bottom base part to the unit here, which will stabilize this base. That should hold it and just give it some additional stability. This is not going to roll over that way. So let's get to assembling this thing. So we've got the base here. So this is the main trap component. So there's a clip here. So you put that in the clip and then just slide it down on. So there you go. So that's locked in. All right, then it says install the canister. So it comes with a little black cap on it to protect this. If you've never used these before, once this is punctured, that's what energizes this thing. So it's not electric. It is CO2 activated. That little CO2 canister cartridge gets screwed up into, and you can just hear it when that seal on the top got punctured, and you can hear the CO2 going into the trap itself, energizing it. So right now, if I were to go in here and activate this thing, it would actually pop. So now we're going to take the lure cover off. This is where the lure is going to go. And if you look down in there, there's just this little pin, this little rod, and that is the actual trigger. So let me go find me a little branch or something to activate this, because I'm not going to use my finger. All right, so now that we've got this cartridge in here, the directions say to test fire the trap by reaching down in there and basically activating this trigger. So, and that's the shot that's going to kill the rat. That brings us to this here. This is the actual bait that's going to be used in this device, and it comes with oddly, it looks like a little 10-cent piece. So this thing is automatic. That's actually a Canadian 10-cent piece. Huh. That's real currency from Canada. That's interesting. So it comes with a 10-cent piece. It actually says that in the directions. Remove the 10-cent coin from the top of the automatic lure pump. So this lure pump essentially moves the bait out, keeps the lure pumping the bait so that rats continue, so it's continually kept fresh. This unit then goes down into the lid that we just took off. So we press that down into there. Take this cap off. That's the bait there. This cap gets screwed down into the unit and locks in just like that. So that's all there is to this thing. And so this is set to activate. Once you trigger this thing, it automatically resets itself up to 24 shots. At 24 shots, you've got to replace the canister, and at 6 months, you have to replace the bait. Because when the rats come up into this, they're only getting up in there as far as the actual trigger is for the unit. So a lot of it, they're not even getting up far enough to actually get the bait. But it's got this sweet kind of aroma to it. But I can't imagine them getting up and actually consuming that, because that means they've got to go up another 2 inches above where that trigger is. So that's probably what actually triggers this thing, is it forces them to go up into the trap a lot further, and their body will press up against that trigger, and that's what basically the hammer comes down and kills them immediately. So we're going to set this thing up in the front coop. All right, so here is the setup. We're up in the front coop. This is the Goodnature Rat Trap. We have set on that side of the coop. And then right across from it, there's our Moultrie game cam attached to a 5-gallon bucket. Let's see what kind of action we get tonight. So a couple of weeks ago, I pulled out, kind of did an unboxing of this Goodnature A24 Rat Trap that I had purchased. I had high hopes for this rat trap. Now granted, I've been trying all kinds of different solutions up there, although there was evidence of rats and mice up there that I had personally seen. I had been using some other methods up there, in particular the concrete and chicken feed mix. And I didn't get, so I had my game cam out, trained on the actual Goodnature trap, and I never really saw anything up there kind of going into this trap. So I moved it from there. I moved it to the outside, from the inside of the coop where I initially put it, to the outside of the coop. And again, I saw, using the game cam, I did not see anything up there either. So then I moved the unit to the back coop, and when I moved it back there, there's clear evidence, visual evidence. Any given night we can go out into that coop, and as soon as we flash light into that coop, you'll see 6 to 8 of them scurry. There's 3 particular holes that they go into. One of them goes up underneath the foundation. One of them goes straight down into the ground behind the chicken roosts. And the other one is up underneath the chicken water barrel. So I moved this unit. I placed this unit initially right beside the one that's in the chicken, right under the chicken roosts. And I know when you go out there and flash light, you'll see 3 of them go down that hole. So I know they're in there. And then we put the game cam there. Not a single time did any one of those mice even approach this trap. So in 2 weeks of having this unit out in 3 different locations, 2 locations in the front coop and 1 location in the back coop, we didn't catch a single mouse or rat with this unit. So I'm going to give this, in terms of the trapping function, it's probably effective, but the bait, I'm going to give a big thumbs down, because that has not worked despite mice being right around it. So here's, I said at the beginning of this video that we're going to try a second one, which is another trap that we've seen on another channel that we follow pretty regularly, 2.5 acres. I've done some mods to this, but so we're going to set this next trap out using a bait that I know works, because I've been using it in our front coop, and it's the one that they chewed through the bucket to get to. So it's essentially peanut butter and chicken feed combined. So I showed you that bucket a little bit earlier, where they just chewed right through the side of it, left a hole about 3-4 inches round. So I'm gonna use that peanut butter and chicken feed as the bait in this new trap and see if I get better success with it. So that'll be an upcoming video. Probably the next video will be that one. So I'm gonna close this video out on our Goodnature A24 trap. I'm giving this trap a thumbs down. I don't know if it's the trap. I doubt it's the trap, the actual mechanism. But they're not eating the bait that comes standard with this unit. There's no interest at all. They're not climbing up into it. I know there's vermin out in that back chicken coop. And I've got them on game cam. They're not even going close to this trap to even investigate this bait. Take care, folks. Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated.